Now you have seen how you can record a single layer of clips. Any of these clips is completely independent from the other, except the tempo. I mean, they follow all the same tempo, but you can launch, stop them as you wish. I have already shown you. But let's work vertically now. If you see, there are a lot of empty slots below each clip, which means that each of these slots can contain a new clip. Compared to loopers, where if you go vertical, you go overdubbing. When you go vertical in Ableton, you replace each clip with a new one, which means that the previous clip is stopped, a new clip is recorded, and then the two clips exist independent one from the other. You can decide to play the first one or the second one. Let me show you. This loop is quite good, but I want to change the bass line because I want to create a second verse or a chorus, whatever you want. For example, let's launch scene 1 and let's stop the horns just for clarity. And let's stop the synth. Okay, now I got just drum, percussions and bass. If I arm the bass and I click on a separate track, it's gonna record on that and stop the previous clip from playing. Let's delete that and play that again. So, let's create a second bass line, alternate to this one. Oh yeah, I just pressed the session record button under the table, so you can see that my loop is perfect now. And I have a second bass line I can use instead of the first one. And I can go between the two. The second one, let's cut it in half. Okay, now let's launch scene 1. Now, oh yeah, as you can see, I've pressed the clip number 2 on the bass and the empty slot here under the horns, so that the bass line switched to the clip number 2, but horns stopped because here there's nothing. And now what you can hear is drum number 1, percussion number 1, synth number 1, and bass 2. Let's try to add something on this, for example a pad. Oh yeah, so you can see now slot number 1 of the pad is empty, which means that means two things. If I keep the track recorded and I press this button specifically, I can record an alternate line here. But if I try to play the first scene, pad is not gonna play. It's gonna stop because there's nothing there. Listen to this. See? There's nothing there, so that the pad is not playing. The same happens now to scene number 2, because in scene number 2 there are just the bass and the pad. If I switch to scene number 2, these instruments are the only ones we're gonna play. Let's switch right now by pressing 2. If I want drums to play, I have to press the clip now. So you can see now I can switch between the two scenes by launching them with the launch scene button here, number 2, number 1, number 2, or the buttons here. But if I use them, each time I press them, Ableton is gonna stop all the clips in all other scenes and just launch the scenes in the level I've just pressed. On the other hand, I may decide to play the clips individually or stop them individually so that I don't lose the drums and percussions. There is no need to record again the drums and percussions to have both of them, because I can just do this. Okay? I have clicked on the two clips of the pad and the bass and clicked on the empty clip below the horns to stop the horns and play the other two. And drums and percussions are still playing, which is really, really, really powerful. It's more powerful than you think, because on a mono channel looper, you cannot do this because you go vertically. You can only add layer after layer and then stop all of them or play all of them. On a Boss RC505, which has 5 tracks, you can go vertically on each one, but then once you have recorded all of them, you cannot decide to stop some of them and maybe just keep the layer that was inside one of the tracks. You cannot do that. On Ableton, you can do this. You can decide to stop anything you want and play anything you want. For example, only pad and percussions. Let's add synths. Let's add bass. Let's stop all and add the drums. And then I want only the horns. Stop horns. Again horns. Stop horns. And then horns. Again horns. Only horns. All of them. Oh yeah. One other trick I'm gonna tell you later on in the course is that I have mapped under MIDI the percussions to the sustain pedal, so that every time I want, I can stop everything except the percussions. The effect is this one. Something like that.